Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Wednesday evening. We're just going to do a pretty quick show. I am talking to Joe Exotic tonight. Wanted to catch up with him, see what's new and what we can do to help him get a pardon. So I'm going to do that in a little bit, and we'll go through the market real quick and see what's going on. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Let's rock and roll and see what's happening this evening. Check out the heat map. It's right there. The video is looking good. You know, it's looking really good today, guys. GLD. Holy gold. Look at this. They're 507 right now. I was saying in the Discord, I played that bad boy. I played that last night into today and killed it. And then I played it this afternoon at the FOMC and did that. And then I even sold it way too early. I mean, I ripped at the end of the day. I mean, literally, guys, I sold it like right around here. And then it went boom and went way up. I had to sell it today. I had a zero expiration, zero DTE there, laptop travel. How about that for you? So, yeah, that thing's flying GLD. I was saying in the live trading we should buy more calls for overnight. I guess that would have been a really good idea. That thing's up already $12, almost over 2.5% right there. So gold ripping right there, looking crazy. Silver bouncing back up. That looks like it's going to its all-time highs again. So it is pretty wild what you're seeing right here with gold and silver. I would say they're pretty wild moves, that's for sure. Let's take a look and see what's going on with the rest of the market here. And I'm just going to talk to Joe Exotic on the phone, and then I'm going to record it, and then I'm going to make a video, Luis Rodriguez, and I'll post that out. So I'll do all that tonight. I'll make a quick video, and then obviously I'm going to chop it up into little segments there for him, and we can put that out there as well, and I'll start doing that. But yeah, I'm just going to talk to him. It's easier. I don't even know how I would get him on there. I'm sure I could, but in prison, it's just way easier just to talk to him and just be like, all right, I'll record it and make a video. So maybe we'll figure out how to get him on live to be able to record it as well. So that's the only thing. I don't know how to get him. Like, I don't know if he can go on the X account. I have no idea. So anyway, I'll talk to him like I usually do. It always works out that way. And then if you have any questions for him, let me know real quick. Pop them in the stream real fast, and let's cruise right through and see what's going on. ONDS right here. It's up a penny. It was kind of pulling back. I'll tell you what, these metal ones are going to be pulling back. We'll go through them. Galaxy was pulling back. We'll take a look at crypto as well, but that's pulling back. ASTS all-time highs again. Look at this thing. This thing's a monster, guys. ASTS is a really good one. You know what else is a beast there, laptop travel? You're right. MU, 510 calls. I think you're going to be hitting them right there in May he has. So I'd say buy the dip opportunities on MU every day because it is just ripping and roaring. We talk about it each day in the Discord. UMAC right here, UMAC was down a little bit. Not too crazy. Has a good support line, so we'll keep an eye on that. And your red wire was down after it had run up yesterday pretty good. That was pulling back. And Rocket Lab, look at that, actually jumping up there. I had thought it was going to dip down here. It recovered itself and then got a nice trend line going and a support line happened. And that all happened in the last 3 days right there. So things can move quick and change around. That's why we're always on top of the market and keeping you updated. And for that reason, because you never know, one day you can have that look like they're ready to move, and the next day or dip down, and the next day they get totally turned around, and you can tell they get set up really nice. And that was a nice dip and rip opportunity. Nuclear right here. This should look pretty good tomorrow. SMR was up today, and OKLO was up today. Remember we were talking about these guys? Well, there you go. And they look pretty good for tomorrow, so you can keep an eye on OKLO and SMR, and we'll see if NKLR wants to run. So there's your nuclear ones right there. EOSE right here was up, and look at that bad boy. And again, look at that dip and rip. They hit the 20 and bam, right back up. Look at that thing. That thing went cruising today, and especially at the end of the day, it really got moving there. So keep an eye on that. That could have a little momentum there tomorrow and continue to run up for EOSE, and then our good old iron right here, IREN. Let's take a look and see what that's up to. That's up today, and that looks like it could continue its momentum. And we were talking about that, and it's been on the list here. So a lot of these guys setting up looking good as well. Critical metals, that's going to be pulling back. This you might want to short down, honestly, because these ones just got bad news. And U.S. The Trump administration retreat from critical mineral price floor sparked after hours decline right there. So that's what's happening. You guys can try to read all that. I'm not exactly sure what it all says, to be honest with you, but Luis Rodriguez had sent me something about it, and I looked at it, and that was what was happening. So not very good for the metals one USA. Rare earths, we ran this up, and there you go. It's pulling back, and then your UAMY. And this has happened before, guys. Look, it happened over here. Now that's a top right there. It's going to happen again. They'll pull back a little bit, get set up in like a month or two, and then they'll get ripping again, and we'll be having a good old time with them. But for now, look at MP. That one's way down in the after hours. That was the one I think it got pointed out. And UAVS right here, pulling back a little bit, that computer hardware one. So let's look at the rest of them. RGTI right here. Man, that's in a pretty good spot. Look at that bad boy. That's going to get moving relatively soon, it looks like, once it gets past this trend line right there. We'll be keeping an eye on that RGTI, that's for sure. And QUBT dipping down a little bit. And QBTS, hold on, let's see what D-Wave is doing. Oh, that one's trying to get set up too. Look at that look right there. We got to keep an eye on that tomorrow. I got to keep an eye on QBTS. That looks pretty interesting. That's a good setup. I like when it does that. And let's see what else is QMCO right here down a little bit today. And I know that one's getting set up. And then your Defiance Quantum ETF, whatever it is, QTUM, that's up, and it just continues to run up slowly but surely. But that is the ETF one, and it does run IO and Q right here. That's getting set up, guys. So keep an eye on that. Early the other weekday when we were talking about it, our cat trying to run back up some more. So keep an eye on that. And then your Z space down. So this one is a disaster. I'm not going to lie. They might as well just go out of business, I think. But anyway, here we go. And what's to say? Stocks and mix near record highs as Fed holds steady and AI-driven tech rally continues, while small caps and health insurers lag. And that's exactly what's happening in the market. So there you go with a good overview. And let's continue through our list right here and see what's going on with UNH. It did bounce back a little today. There you go. And maybe that'll keep bouncing tomorrow. I'd have to look at it tomorrow, to be completely honest with you right there. Oscar right here was down a little bit, but that's not too bad. And MOH not too bad right there, trying to bounce back. So we'll keep an eye on them healthcare and see if they're really trying to bounce or if they're just like, a little tiny bounce as they parachute down a little bit. So we'll definitely be watching them. Open Door right here was dipping down a little bit and looks like it could come down a little bit more right there. So Nasdaq got a new CEO. The other CEO retired. Look, Joel, Nasdaq announced that president and CEO Joel Friendant, whatever his last name is, I don't know how to pronounce it, but plans to retire by June 30th and appoints board chair Dr. Jamie Betchel as the interim CEO, while it initiates a search for a new CEO right there. So there you go. Nasdaq, we're familiar with the company. Maybe that's why it's been dipping down, because the CEO is ready to retire. And he said, I had enough of this work stuff. I'm going to live a good life. And that's that. But anyway, good luck to him, and hopefully they find a good CEO right there. And CMG is Chipotle, and that dipped down underneath of that support line, but that could be a really good one to bounce back up, guys. And then here's your Cracker Barrel running up a little bit, pulling back. It was all over the place there today. I had to look at it, and it was up first and then just started dipping down there. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that thing. Like I said, that might be just bouncing around right now for a moment. Your boil right here is your natural gas, just kind of hanging out. I'm not so sure if that storm's going to hit us, Luis Rodriguez. We might get lucky and get missed by it. But oil and gas right here looking pretty good. Look at this gush. That looks pretty good to set up tomorrow. So you might want to keep an eye on GUSH, and then your Oxy. Oh, what did I type in? Oxy right there. That was up a little bit. ExxonMobil's been running a lot lately. It's in the top. It keeps on running up here. And CVX has been running a lot as well. So there you go with them, guys. And let's continue on with Plug. We'll keep plugging away right here. Plug wasn't too bad. It's just kind of jumping up, having these spikes and pullbacks as the market's been volatile, and QuantumScape's been pulling back a little bit. Here you go, Zach. There's your rocket. A little bit of pullback and a little bit more in the after hours. And did we say to watch it to get to the 20 right there? If not, watch it to get to that 20. I forget what we said last night, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, Rocket Companies, Rocket Mortgage right there. Could have a little bit of pullback. IMRX right here. Let's see what's going on. That's pulling back a little bit. That's that pancreatic cancer one. So we'll just keep an eye on that and see when it wants to get set up, and we'll catch it. Lucid right here, Luis Rodriguez trying to spike up a little bit there today, and then a little bit of pullback, so we'd have to keep an eye on that and see what it wants to do right there. And Rich Tech Robotics was pulling back yesterday. It went wild. I think that one right there could be a little dip and rip, so you might want to take a look at RR tomorrow, Rich Tech Robotics. That certainly could be one of them dip and rip looks after it jumped up, little dip and rip today, and then tomorrow, a little dip today, rip tomorrow again. So definitely keep an eye on that one. Here's that Galt just kind of hanging out down here, getting set up. It has a great support line, so it's just going to run one of these days. You know that. And Fun right here was down a little bit. Play not looking too bad right here. It was dipping down, but again, not looking so bad. Let's see. I was looking at it earlier, and let's see. I know it was up at one point. Yeah, I was looking at it in the morning. It dipped down, and in the afternoon, at the end of the day, I looked at it and it was trying to spike up there. It's just kind of hanging out. It could roll off that MACD. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. It looked a little better earlier, I'm not going to lie. And I'll take a look at that tomorrow, and that's good old Dave and Buster's play. ASPI right here up a little bit. This is a chemical company, and that looks pretty good right there, ASPI. And then obviously your USAR and these guys, we already talked about them. They're all down. They had bad news for the metals. And so this was running up today, hit that resistance. I think you're coming back down right there, Luis Rodriguez. And LMT, Lockheed Martin, looking pretty good right there. Is there earnings tomorrow or the next day? I totally forget. They are tomorrow. So Lockheed Martin, looking good going into the earnings. It is in the top right there. It's been running up, obviously. Huntington Ingalls right here was running a little bit today. And Northrop Grumman was way up, and that looks really good right there, Luis Rodriguez. So you can keep an eye on that one as well. I know you like that one. So there you go with a couple aerospace and defense ones. And let's see what Fly is doing. That's another one right there. And that one's just kind of pulling back. That's getting set up in that channel, so you can just watch for some dips. ARM pulling back right here. I thought it was going to try to look strong, but it didn't. It pulled back. So we have to watch for that dip before we can grab any like this. And this is dipping too. And that's that grab. GRAB looking good yesterday as it ran up. I'd say all of these resistance lines and 20s, I mean, they're all acting as resistance and knocking things down. They really have to have that great momentum and that look to get through it. And obviously in the right channel too. So grab kind of coming down and probably just going to bounce around a little bit as it gets set up right here. So we have time to grab that, I think. Oracle right here. I played that earlier, and it ran pretty big. I'm not going to lie. Look at that. It ran early this morning. I played it. It was like a 90% smasher right there first thing this morning. And then I got back into it, and it didn't really pan out as well. But I still have my options for a few days, and we'll have to look at it tomorrow. It came down a little more, and it did have a different setup when I got into it. So that setup changed around and then looks a little worse. So I'm going to have to jump out of that tomorrow, obviously. So that's Oracle right there. Not a big deal. And yeah, it looked pretty good. And just didn't get moving. It took this bit. I thought on that green spike we were going to get cruising right there, and then it came right back down. So that was a wrap for that one. But anyway, it's not looking terrible, so we'll keep an eye on that. Rare earth stocks are becoming rarer. Gains stocks now. You're not kidding. Yeah, they had that rare run up right there. Again, laptop travel, so they are going to be pulling back here. And how about your core weave? That had been looking good yesterday. Ran up this morning as well. like a lot of them, and then you came back down. So it was important to lock in those profits this morning, that's for sure. And Adobe right here wasn't too bad hopping around. That actually looks pretty good. I think Adobe gets set up right here. Guys might want to keep an eye on that one right there. Looking pretty good. Let's continue through and just cruise right through right here. MRVL. Marvell right there, Luis Rodriguez. You were talking about this curling through the MACD. I mean, it's hitting the 50 right there. We'll look at it tomorrow, but it did jump up some more today. So good one right there. Mimi was up a little bit. I'm telling you, I have some of this, and we'll see how much it wants to move. Look at it. Them candles look good. It could get cruising right there and move. So keep an eye on that. Doge Mama 9. I know you've been watching that. MIMI and MOBX right here. Not looking too bad. And I think tomorrow could be a decent day. This one in the next day or two, I think could be the runner right there. So you might want to take a look at this MOBX. That one could get cruising along. That's for sure. And let's see what else is going on in our list world right here. Our Nora One Medical Technologies jumping up a little bit today. Nothing crazy. It has that resistance above it, and it's just staying in that channel, like basically just staying in here and the channel between the 20 and this trend line right there. And yeah, it's just kind of hanging out. I do think it goes through relatively soon and it will move. So that is your NMTC Nora One Medical Technologies right there. And let's see what else is going on right here with signing day sports. This one dipped. It was looking pretty good yesterday, but even that dip right there, look at this thing. I mean, we'll look at it again, but it could be a nice little dip and then get set back up, guys. So I'll keep an eye on this SGN. We mentioned it the other day. It did run and now pulling back. That data volt pulling back, but look at it again. I would say that check this bad boy out. Maybe pulls back a little bit more, and then it looks really good right there. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on DVLT right there. That's that good old data volt, and that thing's that's run up a few times for us. And FMFC right here. Let's see what FMFC. That's that penny one we were looking at, and that's looking pretty good too, guys. So keep an eye on that. Doge Mama 9 and everybody that likes the penny stocks in the penny stock world right there, and Cypher right here. Hold on, let me type it in. CIFR. And let's see what's going on right here. It's just kind of it looked really good going off of today, and it did bounce up today. Don't get me wrong. And you can see at the end of the day, it was bouncing up a little bit. We'll have to look at it tomorrow, see if it wants to cruise up some more. But it didn't look bad, I'll tell you that. And that was Cypher. Big Bear right here was down, actually. And it spiked up early this morning. I do remember seeing that because we were talking about it. So you did get that initial spike, too. And again, you kind of had to lock in those profits, that's for sure. So let's keep on cruising right here. Oh, Gem. Someone asked about this Gem right here. It's an apparel retail company. Not familiar with Gem, but it looked all right earlier. Let's see what it looks like here. It was like I said, I looked at it this morning and it wasn't too bad. I'll look at it again today. Maybe it's going to roll off that MACD. You are getting a little pullback. You recently had that big spike up in it in JEM. So, yeah, I would have to definitely look at that tomorrow, see if it does want to roll off the MACD relatively soon. NWGL, I think. And I'm not even sure. Somebody must have. I don't even know where I got this. I don't even know. Anyway, it looks really good. Were we looking at this thing before? Because this looks really good right here. NWGL. Look at that bad boy, China one, and that does look pretty nice, I must say. Let's see what that looks like over here. Trend Spider, what are you doing? I was just using you before I hopped on the show. Hold on. 1 second, Trend Spider. Here we go. Hop in there. And I was looking at that earlier, too. What are we looking at? NWGL. There we go. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad right there. Look at that thing trying to get cruising. I don't even know where I found this at, or someone mentioned it. I have no idea. AMPX right here. Let's see, that one we were talking about in the after hours. I did get some options on this one. Look at that thing crawling up down here, looking pretty good. And that is an electrical equipment part one. And it was looking good right there. It's jumped up like almost 2.5%. So that should be good in the morning right there for AMPX. So Looking forward to that one. And T-Pet right here. We did look at this last night, that trio petroleum, just kind of hanging out, not doing a whole lot right there. And Zio right here is not doing a whole lot, but that was starting to get set up in a good spot too. So keep an eye on that one right there, because that one could be a cruiser. I think that was on Laptop Travel's list, as a matter of fact, that Zio and the T-Pet were. And there you go. So there you are, Laptop Travel. He's out meeting with contractors on new projects. Look at Laptop Travel doing all kinds of crazy stuff right there. And let's see what else is going on in the market. So we're not going to do any Laptop Travel list. He was like, since I'm doing the Joe Exotic and hopping off quick, he didn't want to send one tonight, which was perfectly fine because we can get finished. And then, like I said, I'll be talking to Joe Exotic this evening right after the show. And Rhythm was in a good rhythm yesterday, hit the 50 and then pulled right back right there. And then your Blink charging right here, pulling back a little bit as well. And what about Sizzle? That looks like it's getting ready to sizzle, guys. So we may want to keep an eye on this SEZL. It is setting up. It could be a good one to get cruising. It could be a good one to put in like your account for a couple months from now, right down here, because it could get really flying right there. So watch that one for sure. And that is SEZL. It is a good one on our Jolie's Jams list. Hoping Asian Jolie's all right. And Sterling right here was just kind of hanging out. I thought it was going to jump up a little more, and then it did today. Rivian still pulling back right there. And your Symbiotic right here was pulling back as well. And we'll see if that wants to bounce off of that support and trend line down there. So that's what you have for SYM, good old Symbiotic. So that's what they look like. That's your Jolie's Jams. We'll go right into our Spy Mag 7 Qs, all them good guys. Run through that list, see what you guys want to see real quick. And then we're going to hop off a little earlier. We'll end the show a little quick tonight. And like I said, I will be getting a call from Joe Exotic, and he is in prison. So I got to make sure I'm ready for that call. You only get like one of them. And I think, I don't even know how that works, to be completely honest with you, but I just know he calls from federal prison because it says it when he calls me. And anyway, so yeah, I will be talking to him, asking him a few questions, and then I'll put that interview out for you guys so you can hear what he has to say and what his update is, what's new, and what we have to do to get this poor guy a pardon. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I'll talk to him about all that and relay it all to you. So there you go. And let's cruise right through. Our SPY was down just a little bit. I mean, it wasn't looking bad. Look at it, but it is hitting resistance right there. Is it going to get through tomorrow? I'm not so sure. Maybe that's why gold's ripping. Your Qs were ripping up there today. Obviously, they spiked up early. And a little bit of pullback right there. We should look at our futures and let's see. Look at that. The Dow Jones is down. The S&P is down a little bit, 0.20. Nasdaq's down 0.15. Russell's down a little bit right there. Your VIX not looking so bad. And let's see. Yeah, I think your VIX. Oh, look at that 2050 meet up right there, guys. It could be a little pullback action happening right here. This is in that channel. They look pretty good. The VIX, I'll look at it tomorrow. I'm not guaranteeing you, but you do see everything else down right now. The SPY, the Qs not looking perfect. The IWM right here pulling back. So we could see a little pullback day, and then gold and silver will probably continue to run. I mean, this is absolutely bonkers right there, guys. Look at that thing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's so crazy. I was buying options on it today. It was insane. I'm telling you, gold is absolutely crazy right now. And silver, too. As a matter of fact, you catch them dips on silver, and this thing's just rocking and rolling and just flying up there. But be careful, guys. Like I said, I'm doing like 0 DTE, so I make sure I sell them, or I go like right at the end of the day and buy them for the next day, which I should have bought. I've been doing it. I just sold them because I had 0 DTEs. I literally should have sold it and bought more is what I should have did today, to be honest with you. That would have been the smart thing. I was thinking about it too. I just didn't do it. I don't know why. Sometimes you just got to go with it and know that you're doing the right thing, I guess. But anyway, that was that dilemma. And that's what happened with gold. But holy cow, it's just ripping along right there. REMX right here is just down a little. This may be pulling back Luis Rodriguez now, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then these ones aren't doing much. We'll just look at crypto real quick, and then we'll go through our Mag 7 and big caps and them guys and everything else. But Bitcoin at 88.7. It was at 89 a little bit ago, and you can see right here, it's still looking pretty good. It's still curling up, had a nice little spike up, as you can see. It even got into the 90s right there. So Sezzle reminds you of Circle. Both are former high flyers hanging out in the basement. We haven't looked at Circle in a while. I'll look at it in a minute, Luis Rodriguez. And but yeah, here's Bitcoin. It's trying to maybe a little bit of pullback right there. And as it's getting set up, obviously starting to curl up. Ethereum starting to curl up too. So we'll be keeping an eye on these guys for sure and see what it wants to do. You can even see Ripple right here. We're starting to curl up. Maybe you have a tiny little pullback. I do think that crypto is trying to get set up here. I think if it legs down a little bit, I think that bottomed out right there, and you're going to start moving back up. I think if you level down, I think it's in trouble. It obviously will go bearish real quick and then be dipping pretty hard, I would have to assume. So that's what I'm watching for, to be completely honest with you, in the crypto space. So that's that one. And let's see what the news stories say real quick. Why Microsoft stock is getting punished after earnings, and we're about to look at it. S&P 500 futures slip as gold prices surge. Traders weigh tech giants' earnings. U.S. stock futures mixed as big tech diverges after earnings. Fed holds rates steady, nods to stabilization in jobless rates. And U.S. moves away from critical mineral price floors, sources say. And that's what we have. And let's go ahead and look at these. And IWM is down. And like I said, the Qs were up a little bit. And your SPY closed down a hair, and nothing real crazy right there. But let's look at it, because Apple pulled back today. And there you go with that one. Hitting that. I'm telling you, they just hit yesterday, hit that 20. Could never really. It was looking great in the morning. And then today, nope. But it'll still probably run. It's probably a good dip opportunity right there, guys. So that's what we're watching for, and we're just playing. I'm telling you, I've been playing them overnight like that perfectly. I'm just selling them in the open, and if they go up higher, they go up higher, and then you can rebuy them like gold. I mean, the thing just exploded. I bought it right before the FOMC, and it went nuts. I mean, it was absolutely bonkers, and I just bought it on the pure thing that the daily chart just looked like it didn't want to stop going. I'm like, this thing looks like it wants to rip. So yeah, it was pretty wild right there. So be watching gold again tomorrow. We certainly will be. Google right here, definitely. Oh, well, I've been saying it was setting up. Look at it, up $5 in the after hours right there, Luis Rodriguez. I've been saying that Google's been looking good. Look at that. Google may be a great pick for tomorrow, guys. So might want to keep an eye on that. Imagine if we had purchased the 2DT Meta calls. Let's see. We're gonna look at Meta, and that one. Oh man. Actually, I think I'm pretty sure. Ben played it in the after hours. I think I didn't really like the chart, but that one went crazy. Whoa. And it had a wild dip right there at the beginning. Look, and then it just got ripping. Wow, look at that thing. We did see it, actually. We were watching it. And yeah, Meta did go ripping right there. Look at that bad boy. That's crazy. Good old Meta went nutty right there, that's for sure. And Microsoft right here, they got punished, like it said in the news story. And that one took a quick dip and kept on coming down. So I also didn't like that one. You know what one I did like? I liked IBM right here. IBM looked good, and that was up over 7.5% right there. So I should have played that and went with it. I didn't play it though. But I was saying to Ben, that one looked pretty good to me. IBM going in, and Tesla right here. What did that do? I forget we stopped looking at it. It didn't look bad going in. It is up a little bit right there. It's looking pretty good. And I think, isn't Tesla like going to be owning like $2 billion in XAI? There you go. They're investing about $2 billion in XAI right there. So there you go with that. And that's your Mag 7. Let's see what the rest of these guys are doing. Like AMC pulling back, GameStop right here pulling back pretty good. And again, I was saying I didn't really trust it right there, didn't I? And that's probably why it didn't look that good. Chewy pulling back a little bit. Unity is even pulling back right there. So them guys are all pulling back. Netflix not doing anything either. Excuse me. It's just hanging out, pulling back, not doing much right there. Even Paramount, that's pulling back too. And this one, Warner Brothers, is pulling back. So, what did Warner Brothers Discovery via a company spokesman said CNN was not and is not for sale, signaling it has no current plans to divest the news network despite outside acquisition interest. That's really weird. Anyway, but remember I was saying there probably wouldn't be any more CNN if Netflix took it over. I don't see CNN lasting with Netflix, that's for sure. But they're saying that there's something different, but I don't know about that. Who knows? I have no idea. Anyway, interesting. Google's up in sympathy to Meta, huh? So there you go with that. That's why Google was running. But yeah, Meta's a home run right there, guys. Look at that bad boy, up $44 in the after hours. That's pretty wild. And where were we at AVGO and our semiconductors up a hair? Not looking bad, but do they get through the MACD tomorrow for AVGO? I mean, this one, MU, this one's not stopping, Michael Anthony. There he is. And TSM, that was up a little bit, looking pretty good right there, I must say. SMCI's curling up. I'm telling you, this one's starting to look good. It's been taking its good old time, but it's starting to look a lot better in AMD. That one looks like it wants to go back to the top. And how about your QCOM down today? Looks like it could pull back a little more, and snow is going up. We thought it would be, and there you go. And now there's PayPal still coming back down. And like we were saying, PayPal is not looking good. Intel is running back up today after it took that nice dip. It bounced right off that trend line and didn't even care. It just went straight back up right there. And Dell, here you go. Like I said, Dell is getting set up, guys. I'm telling you, Dell could be a great one right there. That thing could get cruising for sure. It's looking good for some reason. I don't know what they have going on, but IBM right here, that popped up obviously, and that had the earnings. That was the one I actually did like. I should have played it. Palantir down. Oh, look at Palantir. Got beat down today, and Sophie followed it. So there you go right there. And let's see what our other Riot and these guys, they're down, these crypto ones. They were spiking up a little bit earlier. Remember, they didn't look too bad. And Clean Spark right here, that is up. And this one could run because it's more of like a data center, I think. And MicroStrategy still pulling back right there. We did go through crypto. It's not looking perfect, that's for sure. It is trying to curl up a little bit, but not perfect. Robinhood coming back right there, probably to that support line. And Coinbase pulling back as well. And that means that bull is not looking so hot at the moment right there. So that is what we have going on with them platforms and space right here. I do think this could get set up right there. It does look like it's trying to. That could be a little dip and rip look right there. Boeing pulling back. That had run up in the top for a while. I think you have to get set back up, but it might not take it very long. DJT pulling back there today. Looks like it wants to come back down. What about Nike right here? Oh, that one's dipping down pretty good. McDonald's dipping down. It had a little run up, and then it is pulling back there. Disney pulling back as well. Uh-oh, Luis Rodriguez not looking so good at Disney right now. They better get Mickey Mouse out there to try to bump that stock chart up. And Oxy right here, we looked at it earlier, just jumping around at the moment. And we were looking at ExxonMobil as well. Now, this one right here went ripping today. DXYZ, that was up. And look at that bad boy. And that could keep its momentum right there. DXYZ. Keep an eye on that. Destiny Tech. And if SpaceX has any news, this one will cruise. There you go. SpaceX IPO. Maybe timed near Elon Musk's birthday as planets align. Here's when you could buy in. Check it out. I don't know. When's his birthday? I have no idea. We'll send him a birthday card. June of 2026 right there. There you go. On June 8th and June 9th, possibly. So keep your eyes on the sky for SpaceX IPO around them times. There you go with that. And let's keep on cruising right through, see what else is going on. That was our list. Let me see what you guys are looking at real quick, Michael Anthony and everybody else. And then we'll wrap up the show because I do have a special call coming in pretty soon in less than an hour here. And it's Joe Exotic, so the Tiger King himself. So I got to make sure I'm ready for the Tiger King to call in. Joe Exotic, he's calling in from prison so we can talk. And I do talk to him quite often, but I just wanted to catch up with him and like I said, I'll record the interview and then I'll put it out there for you guys, and I'm gonna cut it up in the small clips so that we can kind of get some traction on it a little bit for them. So try to help them out right here. So that is what I'm doing this evening, Michael Anthony. As a matter of fact, did you ever see the Tiger King, Michael Anthony, Joe Exotic? Did you watch that special or that series on Netflix? It was wild. I think everybody watched it. And like I said, he's one of the most probably infamous people in the globe because of just the timing of when that show came out. It came out on Netflix during COVID. I mean, everybody was in watching it. It was I don't watch anything, guys. I'm telling you, I don't watch shows. I don't watch TV. Yeah, I put sports on. That's about as much as I see. And I don't even watch that. It's on in the background for the most part. I really watch zero TV, no movies. And I saw the entire Tiger King documentary, the entire thing, because of course we were all stuck in our house and you had plenty of time on your hands. So yeah, me and my wife watched it. And so yeah, I was very familiar with what was going on, and then the way I got into talking to him and stuff, I was just sitting there looking the one day, and he had Jerry Jones's personal attorney was talking and had all this evidence in his hand, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, how does this guy have all this evidence, and this guy's still in prison? And then I just happened to get involved. I don't even know how. I just got guess I tweeted out to him and said, "Yo, you want to go?" Oh, he actually hit me up. I remember now. It was when I'll tell you what happened, because it was when I was doing a show with Zach, and I guess he had seen that stuff, and he hit me up and asked if he could come on the show. That's exactly what happened, and then we became pretty friendly. Me and Joe Exotic, we talk pretty often, and obviously, you guys know. I always tweet out to get them apart and then try to get some attention for him, because of course, it's crazy. I still can't imagine being in prison for 8 years, having all that evidence that poor guy has to prove that he's innocent, and he still can't get a pardon. It's just crazy to me. But anyway, that's what I'm doing this evening, Michael Anthony and everybody else. So yeah, let's wrap it up. I'll go through everything else, and then we'll wrap it up, is what I was going to say. So here we go. And yeah, MU calls are going to be looking good. Gold calls for tomorrow. Holy cow, guys. Oh my goodness, they're insane. Absolutely insane right there. And NXT, this next power, had earnings that went up today. We were looking at this too. As a matter of fact, Luis Rodriguez, I forget what it did in the after hours. It looked like it went down a little bit, but we were looking at this. I know they had earnings. DXYZ, we were just talking about the 4Us right there was up. That one, I mean, look, it does look beautiful, Luis Rodriguez. Is this one going to get smacked down now? This is a uranium play, so maybe not. I was thinking possibly this one was like one of these metal ones, but uranium one, I don't know. Uranium's probably going to be pretty good, and that one could actually get cruising, I think. So another day. Look at it. It's in the top, curled up right there. It is down the after hours. We'll look at you tomorrow, the 4Us. And let's look at Michael Anthony's 3Us right here. It's up a little bit there, Michael Anthony. It's trying to curl up. We'll look at it and see. It's not doing anything to grab my attention just yet, so we'll watch that bad boy. And let's see what that data dog is doing. That was up today. It's hitting the 50. It looks like a Pac-Man, but I would say watch for a little pullback there tomorrow. It could. But Uroy here, Luis Rodriguez. Now that one, another uranium one, that could get cruising. So maybe you're on to something with the uranium plays right there. Uroy looking pretty good for a little momentum play tomorrow as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. How about EU right here, ripping? And there you go. That's another uranium play. I think that's a play for tomorrow. Clean Spark, like I said, not looking bad, and may not follow Riot and Riot and Mara so much. Because it's more like a data center now. They used to be basically a crypto miner, but they kind of pivoted, which was a good idea, because obviously these data centers are making a fortune now with AI. So they could still be pretty good to go, and could run without crypto running, as a matter of fact. So we will keep an eye on this. This is at Centrus Energy. Oh, that looks pretty good right there. It does say it's pulling back in the after hours. Let me see what's up here. LEU. I mean, it does look pretty good to me. I'm not gonna lie. I have to put that on the list for tomorrow. That looks like it could be a good one there tomorrow. To be honest with you, LEU and PDYN was running today. There, guys. It did pull back pretty big, and but it was up in the pre-market and everywhere else. So PDYN, I don't know. Maybe it tries to bounce back up. We'll have to look at that tomorrow. There, Luis Rodriguez. And Marvel right here, MRVO. What did I just spell? What did I put? RV. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's not the way to spell it. That's the way to do it. And yeah, it's hitting a little resistance. Like I said, I could see it possibly having a little bit of pullback there tomorrow. So we will definitely keep an eye on that one as well. And let's see what else is going on. Sezzle. Oh, Circle. I wanted to look at that. CRCL. Oh, look at Circle, Luis Rodriguez setting up City right there. CRCL. I like that one too, right there. So yeah, Sezzle, but I'll tell you what, Sezzle's looking good if you have an account that's like your retirement account or whatever, like the one that you don't trade every day. This one might be a good one to buy options and put them out there pretty far. I think they have options. Yeah, I thought so. Like, okay, that. Let's go through and see real quick, guys. Let's see if there's anything crazy going on. There's not really anything there. Nothing crazy. Big ones on there all the way into July, it looks like. So, and then that's the end of the year. How's it go from like July? It goes from July to December. That's kind of bizarre. They don't have anything from August, or they just like that's really weird. August and what the heck? August, September, October, November just don't count, and then they go all the way to December. That's pretty crazy. That's a big jump. But anyway, Sezzle looking pretty good. You guys can check it out. We'll keep an eye on it right there, but it has a lot of room it could run, that's for sure. And let's see. Yeah, if you had bought expired on Friday the two yeah, they would have been crazy. I'm telling you, I think oh no, we Ben didn't. I think he bought common shares, but yeah, they would have been crazy if you had bought them. Even the IBM ones right here, well, they would be even crazier. Look, they're up 7%, 7.6. This is the one I would have played right there. I should have. Honestly, that's the one I should have played today in the after hours right there. And let's see what else is going on. What did Michael Anthony buy right here, guys? We have to check this out. SBRA. That sounds like like that pizza company in the airports and stuff, but it's not Sabra. That's what isn't that the pizza place Sabra? They have them like New York's and airports and stuff like that. Anyways, a healthcare facility, definitely not a pizza shop. You bought this guy today, and let's see, at 1847. Major support that should bounce back to 1977 that trades in the channel and had upgrades to 22 on Monday. So there you go with Michael Anthony. He said that SMCI might drop. He's thinking 28 before it goes up. I don't know, Michael Anthony. We're down to there. Nah, I don't know if it comes back to 28. That's way down here, dude. I don't know if it's coming down that low. I don't think it's going to come down that low, Michael Anthony. Okay, so that's what that looks like to me. The word out, Dell had downgrade to 111, and that the downgrade is about to slow down in tech, huh? Well, Dell looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I don't see no downgrade happening here. I'm not sure where that's happening, but that thing looks pretty damn good to try to run right there. You might want to keep an eye on Dell. I do like it, and I'll be looking at that bad boy tomorrow. Look at that bad boy. That is looking pretty good to try to move right there. It gets in that channel, it'll get ripping. So I'll keep an eye on Dell, that's for sure. And PAGS had upgrade. Not even sure what PAGS is. What is that? I think you mentioned it before. PAG Seguro Digital, and that's already in the top. That's something that I definitely wouldn't chase right there. Had an upgrade to 13. Well, it's almost there already, so I wouldn't be messing with that. So there you go. And he said, Doug, what are you saying? I guess you were lost when I was talking about Joe Exotic, huh? And so yeah, I guess Michael Anthony never saw the Joe Exotic on Netflix. I would assume he seems pretty lost right there. Doug, what are you saying? So you could check it out, Michael Anthony. Joe Exotic was a Netflix documentary series thing that they have on there. It was on during COVID. It was huge. I mean, everybody watched it, obviously, just because of the timing. But it was crazy, too. I mean, it made a great documentary series. But the guy's been in prison for 8 years. He was in prison before this thing was out on Netflix. So it's kind of wild. and yeah, so I'm gonna be talking to him, Michael Anthony. That's who we're talking about. But anyway, you've been in PAGs since $9. Look at Michael Anthony, a big PAGs guy right here. And he got in early. He got in. Where the heck did you get in? Down here? And the nine's down there. So he said, "What are you talking about again?" He still doesn't know what I'm talking. I just tried to explain it to you, Michael. Can someone explain that to him? What I'm talking about? Who Joe Exotic is? Here, Michael Anthony. Here, ready? I'll Google it, and then we'll just show you. Ready? Here, Joe Exotic. Here you go. Joe Exotic, Tiger King. You want to see who he is? There you go. That's Joe Exotic right there. If you're not familiar with him, that's the images. And obviously, he was on Netflix. You can see all the Wikipedia and stuff and what happened to Joe and all that good stuff. So that is him right there. Okay. So that's who we're talking about. And that's Carol Baskin right there. That's why he's in jail. They said he had a murder for hire hit on her, but apparently it really didn't happen. There's a bunch of evidence that shows that it never did happen, and the people in the case did commit perjury and admitted to it. It's kind of wild. So this guy used to have like a zoo and stuff. You saw him on TV, so now you know what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm talking about, Michael. I'm about to talk to him. That's who I'm talking to tonight, Michael Anthony. And so yeah, I'm going to talk to Joe Exotic this evening. I talk to him often, and he's a good dude. And somehow I got into the Joe Exotic documentary thing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not in it at all. But I just try to help poor Joe Exotic out there and get some word out for him. So I am going to talk to him shortly. Levi had earnings today. I saw that. And it looked like it was dipping today. So not sure what happened with their earnings, but it was pulling back there today. So not sure. And let's see, are we going to have a government shutdown here Saturday? 70% chance. It looks like it's trying to teeter down a little bit, but I don't know if it has enough time to make it down. I mean, tomorrow's Thursday. We'll have to look at this bad boy in the morning. That's for sure right there. So we'll look at that tomorrow morning, see what's going on with our good old U.S. government shutdown by Saturday. That would be crazy. Last time we had a shutdown, though, the market went ripping like out of its mind. So, and here's your Super Bowl champions. The Seahawks are predicted to win right now. Look at that. It doesn't. I mean, should we play it based on this? I mean, these poly market things are pretty accurate. So, if it keeps the chart like this, guys, we're going to play it when it gets this weekend. Isn't this weekend? They probably have the Pro Bowl, and then next weekend is the Super Bowl. I'll keep this chart up here. We'll keep an eye on it, and then we'll see what's going on with the Super Bowl right here. But it looks like Seattle at the moment is going to smoke them. I mean, that's what it looks like to me based off the chart. And you know, these things are pretty damn accurate with like almost everything. So it's bizarre to me, to be honest. So maybe we have to go into it playing it like that. Let's look over here. And that ZSL, Rhett was talking about this, was shorting down silver. And silver looked like it topped out until it didn't. And it went nuts today again. So pretty wild right there. This one was feeding up. This one was crazy. FED, that one ran up over 100% right there. Not even sure what it is, a medical device company, but that one got fed today, the 100% platter. And that Intel right here, look at that thing. That was curling up there. Silver, like I said, ripping out of its mind. And this BKYI bio key is kind of running up and pulling back. Let's see. Nvidia was looking good. Plug right there, not so bad. And there's that dust right there. That's that gold miners. That's the bear. That's way down. And Rich Tech Robotics, we looked at that. ONDS right there, the big bear we looked at as well. And PDYN. Look at that Denson Mines, guys. Remember I used to talk about that one? And that's a uranium one too. I was thinking that's a uranium one. So there you go. Uranium ones are ripping right there. mRNO was ripping this morning as well. And let's see what's going on over here and what's happening with the unusual volume. TIRX right there was running. You had this on your laptop travel list recently. TIRX, I remember that one. I think this one was too, as a matter of fact. AIMD right there. Um, GOAI. Let's see what that's doing. Am I gonna get the hiccups? Could you? I always think I'm gonna get the hiccups. Like, why I'm doing a show? I'm like, what do? You just get the hiccups and do a show at the hiccups. So that would be an interesting show. Anyway, SER. Oh yeah, we were looking at this today. As a matter of fact, it was running up in the after hours. I don't know. Did they have earnings? I forget what that was doing. No, they had news come out. That's right. They had some news come out, and there's a PDYN just kind of searching around. That one already ran up. That LNKS went crazy. Linkers. I don't know what they do. Electrical equipment right there. And let me see XPON, another electrical equipment one that we've looked at plenty of times. Look at that thing running. So some of these electrical equipment ones getting wild right here. And again, that's what AMPX is right here, is an electrical equipment one. That one looks good. We did buy some options on that at the end of the day in the Discord. If you were in there, me and Ben were buying them. I think Rhett picked them up as well. I don't really. Rhett might have hopped off at that point. I know I hopped off with Rhett. I don't really remember, to be honest. I'll have to ask Rhett if he bought them in the morning. I forget, but I know I bought them with Ben, and I'm pretty sure Rhett probably followed us. But it was looking really good right there. It looks like it wants to run. So that and gold, and look at where gold went. Holy cow, gold's insane right now. And let's see, Michael Anthony, WHR. You think you will buy WHR at 65 on earning miss? Well, first off, I don't even know what WHR. Oh, Whirlpool right here. They are an appliance company, and they did have an earnings miss. It looks like they had an earnings something bad. It's red anyway. It did come down. And what are you saying? Down to where on 65 right there? I would go 75. Oh, it's at 74 right now. So maybe you're right, Michael Anthony. I didn't even realize it was right there below it. But yeah, I thought maybe it would bounce off of there, but apparently not. Maybe it will tomorrow too. So if you like Whirlpool, I don't ever really look at it, WHR, but you can check that out tomorrow. You could get a little bounce play off of that. And let's see, here you go for Pags. This is what he was saying right here. He said the flex. I bought at the bottom when no one wanted it. Now that the analysts are upgrading it to 13, the crowd's chasing my trade. This is how you swing trade. That is beautiful, Luis Rodriguez. That's exactly what Michael Anthony was saying right there. And you wrote it, the AI wrote it perfectly. And in the summary, he bought Pag Seguro at 9 before the upgrade. I buy Whirlpool at 65. When they miss earnings, I let the clowns chase AI stocks that are crashing. That's how I make my money. Oh my goodness, the AI is so great right there. Michael Anthony, you have to get a kick out of that. I mean, is that not great or what? He's got to be sitting there going, holy shit, it's like exactly what's running through my mind. This is amazing. Like, you got to walk around with that AI and just use it to your advantage. It's so good. I mean, it translates exactly what you're saying perfectly. It's so funny. I love it. Anyway, there you go. And let's see, what else do we have? We did our news stories, all that good stuff. I think I got to everything over there. And let me just make sure. Yeah, there's that TIRX and feed right there. SLGB. Look at that in the morning. That could continue to run up. And there's that set. We were just talking about this lottery.com there, laptop travel. And this one just got ripping NAM. And that's at NAM Minerals. I didn't Laptop Travel just mention this thing as well. I mean, that thing just went ripping. Look at that thing. He's on fire right now, I'd say. And FIEE, he's been on fire with these guys. I've been on fire with the options now, guys. I've been crushing them. If you see the options, the percentages I've been posting every day. They're pretty crazy. I mean, usually over 50% and hitting 90s and 100% plusers on the options and overnight on them. So there you are. And again, got some AMPX. Should have did more gold. I'm telling you, I slacked on that one. I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I did that, Luis Rodriguez. That was a bad decision, not selling and buying them right back. I knew I had to sell them because it was coming to the end of the day. And so I obviously had to sell it. I had a 0 DTE. I mean, I wasn't holding it. And so I had to sell it at some point, but I should have just bought more knowing it was going to keep ripping. That chart was just insane. Michael Anthony, we skipped your stocks. ABEO right here was pulling back. I saw that today. And your DLO was a little lower today, too. But your UEC right here was up. I saw that. And that's a uranium one. So there you go. And I think, guys, uranium tomorrow could be the big play for us. It looks like uranium wants to get ripping right now. And let's look as we end the show. We'll end it with the old tiger right here. I spelled tiger. It's TIGR. And here's your tiger right here. And then I'm going to go talk to the real Tiger King. But this one, it's still taking its time to set up, like I was saying. So Tigers should move up. That better than Hood, that Tiger P much lower and trading under $9. What the heck does it do? It's a capital market in Singapore. I don't even know what they do, Michael Anthony. But anyway, there you are. And yeah, that's the Tiger. And what was STX? Did I just look at that? I already forget. Did we look at this? Holy cow! No, I skipped over it. STX. Wow, that one was ripping up there today. That looks like it could keep some good momentum in the morning as well, guys. You could definitely keep an eye on STX for some momentum right there. That one's popper. So there you go. But yeah, there's that tiger, and this tiger right here just kind of hanging out there. Michael Anthony is trying to curl up. It's not ready yet. So it's a broker. That's why you compare them. Yeah, I see capital markets. So they're a broker in Singapore. Thank you, Michael Anthony, for that info. And so and for the comparison. See, now I know what you're talking about there. And so this we'll end it with this tiger right here, because I'm going to go talk to the Tiger King, Joe Exotic, in a few minutes. So I just got to hop off here, get ready for him to call in. And then we'll talk to him, and I'll post the interview for you guys. So that's what we have this evening. And you guys know I'll be on at 7 a.m. to see what the market looks like for the pre-market. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thanks, everybody. Michael Anthony, Louis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel, Doge Mama 9, and everybody else that hangs out each night. Robin and all you guys, thank you so much. Valerie and so many other people always tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. So be sure to like the show, follow along, and like I said, I'll post the Joe Exotic interview, and you guys can see what he's up to and what he has to say. And I'll keep you guys posted with all that. And there you go. So follow along. Like I said, we do the show every night at 8 p.m. Sunday through Sunday through Thursday. And then we do our pre-market show every morning at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. So there you go, Michael Anthony. Palantir was selling off big today. It was taking a nice big dip there. Maybe one the short down or take a put down tomorrow. But we'll discuss that in the morning on the pre-market show and anything else you guys want to see. So enjoy your evening. I'll keep you guys updated on the Joe Exotic interview. Like I said, keep your eyes out for that. I'll be posting it. And I will see you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody.